What's up guys, Matt Kitzmiller here. We've been waiting and we've been anticipating, and finally today we're seeing a new dot offering from Vortex Optics. Let's check it out. Alright, we've been waiting. Here she is. This is the Vortex Optics Defender CCW. Just an all-around killer optic. Newest offering from Vortex. This guy is offered in this 6 MOA dot as well as a 3 MOA dot. So really neat. I've been playing with them on both of these pistols. So this thing is built on a Shield RMS footprint, so you can see it's in that micro dot category. Super tall window in this guy. Oddly enough, the Shield RMS footprint is very similar to a Delta Point Pro footprint. So this plate that I had made, iOS plate that I had made from Nighthawk, this optic basically just jumped right in. It fit right on there. I mean, obviously there's a different bolt pattern, there's a different lug pattern, and you can tell that the body of this is much smaller than what it was designed for, the Delta Point Pro. But this required zero fitting. It popped right onto this gun. So like I said, I'm running this 3 MOA on one of my competition pistols and the 6 MOA on my Masada Slim carry gun. And I'm still kind of going back and forth and just figuring out which one I like better on either gun. But overall, like I said, these things come in 3 and 6 minute offerings, and let's get into some of the packaging here. So when you open the box, it's a lot different than the other dots that Vortex offers. You open it up and it's a lot more consistent with like the Gen 3 Razor offerings and some of the newer scopes. So obviously mine are already mounted, so you get a lens cloth, this Picatinny mount, and then inside here is where all the fun's happening. So you can pop this guy out. You have your instruction manual, and the amount of screws that come with this guy is incredible. So you have the 1-inch shim plate, and then you have pretty much every variation of metric and standard fastener that's consistent with red dots and mounting them to pistols. You see a lot of information on here. For instance, this one's showing the VP9 and a Kimber. This guy's showing a Canic, that it fits on the Canics, an FN, the Glock MOS, Smith & Wesson 2.0, and the SIG P365 XL. So I would venture to say that the days of going to Ace Hardware and finding the perfect fastener and cutting it down are probably coming to an end here. So you have a tool that helps with mounting the actual optic, as well as this guy works for the battery cap. So that comes with it as well. So obviously the instruction manual. As far as this guy, it's an all aluminum body this time. So the days of over torquing these fasteners and destroying, I remember probably 2 or 3 different occasions over the last 5 years where I had over torqued and it rendered the dot useless. So I would venture to say that those days are probably not at a complete end, just because people love to think of foot pounds instead of inch pounds when it comes to fasteners. But it's going to significantly reduce the amount of broken dots due to over torque. So these guys, they're asking for 15 inch pounds with no Loctite and 10 to 12 with Loctite. As far as the buttons, so you have your button on the left hand side to increase the intensity, and on the right hand side to decrease the intensity. So this guy has 10 different illumination settings, including 2 night vision settings and 8 just normal standard settings. As far as me and what I've seen so far this winter, I haven't gotten above the 8th intensity setting. So I'm sure when I'm in Arizona next week, I'm going to be playing with this a little bit. And if you're at Mystery Mountain, check me out. You can see my Masada Slim here with this dot, and you can play with it all you want. But yeah, the rubberized buttons, and yeah, they're sweet. This thing works real good. Obviously, it's got a top load battery compartment, so you don't have to take your optic off or anything like that to change it. The windage and elevation are, this is your elevation right here, and this is your windage turret right here. So these guys are 1 minute adjustments per click. So on the left hand side, let's see if I can get this guy back up again. So if you hold the left button, you'll see that it flashes once, and that'll put you in a lockout. So you can't adjust the setting at that point until you actually hold it again. It'll flash twice, and that'll tell you that you're back up and running. Another thing that this one is equipped with is it's got an auto shut off. So if you hold both the buttons for 3 seconds, you'll see the intensity of the dot will go all the way down, and then it'll come right back up again. So once you see that, the auto shut off has been turned on. So after 14 hours, you'll be in a motion activation mode. So you let it sit like this, obviously overnight or whatever. And after 14 hours, it goes into a motion activation mode. So it'll turn itself on, turn itself off. As far as the actual battery, this guy takes a CR 1632, and at setting 6, this thing will last for approximately 9,500 hours. So we're getting some pretty good numbers with this guy. Overall, just a super sweet dot. Fits good in my arsenal of guns so far, and looking forward to putting some reps on this guy again and again and again. So yeah, check them out. Defender CCW. Boom.